Hello student, welcome to KVS RO Jabalpur online classes. In yesterday, we have learned about the heredity and today we will revise whatever we have learned yesterday first. Yesterday, we have learned about the heredity. What is the meaning of heredity, student? Passing characters from parents to their offspring. Here, what is the meaning of traits, students? Traits, it means it's a form of characters. If we talk about the height is a character, students, and tallness and darkness is the traits. Now, the characters which are passing from the parents to their offsprings is known as hereditary characters, and the characters which an organism acquired from its atmosphere, it's known as acquired characters. But acquired characters do not pass from generation to their offspring. Now, hereditary characters. How they are passing from generation to generation? Due to the process of reproduction. Students, how many types of reproduction we have learned? Sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction, there is a fusion of gametes, DNA copying, and due to DNA copying, there are some errors occurs, and due to this, the progeny which is produced, what we call it, offspring. And during the asexual reproduction, there is no fusion of gametes, there is no recombination. So the progeny which is produced after this asexual reproduction is known as clone. Now, as we know, during sexual reproduction there is a DNA copying and some variations due to this DNA copying. There are some dissimilarities, and these dissimilarities produce variations. What is the meaning of variation, students? When the dissimilarities we observe between the parents and the offspring, we can say the variation occurs. But in asexual reproduction, as there is no recombination, so there is no variation occurs. Now, how the characters are transferred? The characters are transferred through the gene. And what is the meaning of gene, students? Next. The genes. What is the meaning of genes, students? As we know, the chromosomes contains DNA, and DNA contains various types of informations, and various information, how they are in the form of gene. As you know, students, genes, here the segments of genes, and each genes are coded for a characters. Suppose if you want to make a building, so what is required, students? There is a very important thing is map. Map चाहिए होगा ना एक building को form करने के लिए. Suppose you want to make a kitchen, bedroom, dining room, etc. है ना? In the same way, if you want to make a organism, or if you want to make suppose if you want to make a humans, so what you need? You need a mapping, and who will map these genes? Here are the genes which are, some genes are for some specific characters and others are some specific character. So you can say genes are a form of characters, students. Now, actually these are, as you know, genes are present in homologous chromosomes. And if the condition are homozygous, if both type of, either they are dominant or they are recessive, if they are in same conditions, what we call it, homozygous allele. And if there are two different form of the genes, and what we call it, heterozygous condition. So what is the allele, students? Allele is actually, it's a form of gene. Now I hope you are getting my points and you are now able to understand the meaning of genes and the meaning of alleles. Now students, I hope you have learned about the genes which is actually a form of characters, and allele is a form of genes. Now, monohybrid cross. Mendel, in his experiment, he observed how the characters are transferred from parents to their offspring. He did one experiment, and what he took one type of contrasting characters on pea plants, and if one type of contrasting characters had taken, it's known as monohybrid cross. And now let's discuss about the monohybrid cross, as we have learned it in yesterday classes, but just revise it. Yes, it's a monohybrid cross. What does it mean, students? As I told you, there is a one characters we have taken. Mendel has taken. What he had taken? He had taken pure tall plants and pure dwarf plants. What does it mean? Pure means in allele of this plant, both are characters are in homozygous conditions. And if in F1 generation, which type of plants Mendel observed? All plants are tall. All plants are tall. And here what character he selected? Tall and dwarf. Tall is dominant and dwarf is recessive. What is the meaning of dominant, students? If a characters express itself, it's known as dominant character. And if a character does not express itself, it's a recessive. And recessive characters are always suppressed by dominant characters. In F1 generation, which type of plant Mendel observed? All plants were tall. Observe here, students. It's a offspring which Mendel observed in F1 generation. All plants were tall. Here, the dwarf character is not shown. Now, after the cell pollination, what the Mendel observed in second generation? There was 3 plants were tall and 1 were dwarf. It means in F2 generation, recessive characters express itself. And what? The ratio 3:1. And this ratio is known as phenotype ratio. What is the meaning of phenotype, students? Pheno means appearance and type means images. How the plants looked? ये सारे plants कैसे दिख रहे हैं? Tall दिख रहे हैं ना? तो that's why it's a phenotype appearance. And इस plant का appearance कैसा दिख रहा है? Dwarf दिख रहा है. So these are the phenotypic appearance. And what is the ratio of phenotypes? 3:1. And next, just discuss about the genotype. What is the genotype appearance? 1:2:1. What does it mean? Here, one plants may be tall and homozygous, and these 2 plants are heterozygous, and this one is dwarf homozygous. I hope, students, you have learned about the monohybrid cross. Now, today we will discuss about the dihybrid cross. In dihybrid cross, Mendel selected 2 contrasting characters for his experiment. Now, just see which type of characters Mendel selected. He selected color of seeds and shape of seeds. 2 characters he selected. In color of seeds, yellow color is dominant, while the green color is recessive. तो yellow color को हम किससे दिखाएंगे? Capital Y से, and recessive characters will express with small y. And what about shape of seeds? Round and wrinkled. For the round, RR, and for the wrinkled, small r. Now, how the dihybrid cross and what the result did Mendel observe? Just see. In dihybrid cross, Mendel selected 2 characters, as I told you, round and yellow seed. These are, you can imagine it's a male or female, whatever, and it's a homozygous. homozygous. And here he selected homozygous recessive. These are round and yellow. These are wrinkled and green. These are, students, parents. These are P1. Now the gametes, which type of gametes they form, students? These are the gametes formed by this parent and this, with these parents, gametes are formed by now. In when they will cross, which type of offspring will get? And then student, this is the probability which Mendel observed in first generation. Here, student, when we write the offspring, first we will take dominant characters and after that recessive one. And in this, which type of offspring will Mendel observed in F1 generation? All plants were round and yellow, same as in observed in monohybrid cross. Here also recessive character is suppressed by dominant one. Isn't it, students? Now we will observe what type of result Mendel observed in F2 generation. So now F1 offspring act as a parents for F2 generation. Now, which type of parents we have? Heterozygous parents. Now the gametes. Here 4 types of gametes probability we can observe. Capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y. Small r, capital Y, small r, small y. These are the probability of the gametes. Now, as here both parents are heterozygous, so same type of gametes we will get from these parents also. Now, how the cross and what the result we observed in F2 generation, we can check it by the Punnett square. As we got 4 gametes, 4 types of gametes, so we will make now students, these are the 4 gametes. These are the male gametes you can imagine, and these are the female gametes. Now, which type of probability Mendel observed? Let's observe here. What is the combination? R, R, Y, Y. Here, R, R, capital Y, small y. Then, R, R, capital Y, then R, R, capital Y, small y. In next, R, R, small y, R, R. Here is the combination, student. R, R, small y. Next, R, small y, then capital Y and small y. स्टूडेंट्स, हो सकता है यहाँ कहीं कोई मिस्टेक हो, पर आपको ऑब्जर्व करना है ध्यान से कि मिस्टेक्स नहीं होनी है. R, R, small y and small y. Next, R, R, then capital Y. Then R, R, capital Y, small y. R, R, capital Y. R, capital Y, R, small y. Sorry. Here, R, R, capital Y, small y. Next is R, R, capital Y, small y. R, R, small y. Small r, capital Y, small y. And small r, small y. If you observe it carefully, students, what you will get? Here, the very all type of recessive characters here you will get. Means 16 probability में एक ऐसा offspring मिला which have recessive characters. Now observe. This is round and yellow. Here is also round and yellow. Round and yellow. Round and yellow. This one is also round and yellow. This is round and yellow because dominant character always suppress the recessive effect. The next is, here is also round, two dominant characters, so here is also round and yellow, and here is also round and yellow. So how many offspring which are round and yellow, students? This one also round and yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 offspring round and yellow. Now, one is, one का हम रेशो लिख दें. One is wrinkled and green. Wrinkled and green. अब the next. This is here round but green, और देखते हैं कहीं पे राउंड और रेसेसिव, मतलब राउंड मिले और ग्रीन मिले. हियर राउंड इफेक्टिव होगा लेकिन रेसेसिव में ग्रीन आ जाएगा क्योंकि यहाँ दोनों कैरेक्टर रेसेसिव हैं. एंड आपको एक और कॉन्सेप्ट दिख रहा है, ये राउंड तो है बट इट्स अ ग्रीन. तो तीन हमें कैसे मिले स्टूडेंट्स? राउंड एंड ग्रीन. नाउ अब रिमेनिंग जो बचे वो कैसे हैं देख लेते हैं. These are wrinkled and yellow. This is also wrinkled and yellow, and this is also wrinkled and yellow क्योंकि एक येलो डोमिनेंट है यहाँ पे. तो तीन आपको कैसे मिले? wrinkled and yellow. wrinkled and yellow. So the phenotypic ratio which Mendel observed in dihybrid cross was 9:3:3:1. मीन्स 16 में से 9 प्लांट्स कैसे ऑब्जर्व हुए? राउंड एंड येलो, 3 वर राउंड एंड ग्रीन, अदर 3 वर रिंकल्ड एंड येलो. बट इन F2 जनरेशन में एक जो रेसेसिव पेरेंटल ट्रेट्स था वो निकल के आया. इट एक्सप्रेस्ड इट्स एग्जिस्टेंस wrinkled and green. So I hope students you are getting my points and you have learned about the dihybrid cross. Just summarize this, student. Now students, round yellow, how many are round yellow offspring? 9 offspring. Observe here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. So these are round and yellow. And round and green, 1 2 and 3. These are round and green. Wrinkled and yellow, 1 2 3. These are wrinkled and yellow. And the last one is wrinkled and green. In this way, the phenotypic ratio of the dihybrid cross is 9:3:3:1. Again, observe here the same things and the heterozygous dihybrid. These are all are heterozygous dihybrid and this one is homozygous and this one is homozygous dihybrid. And the ratio is of the offspring which Mendel observed in dihybrid crossing 9:3:3:1. Now students, sex determination. In class 8 you have learned about the sex determination, how the sex is determined of an organism. Let's discuss about it. Actually, what is the meaning of sex determination? Sex determination is a process of sex differentiation by which whether a particular individual will develop into male or female. Now observe here, during the sexual reproduction, what happens students? Sperm cells and egg cells, they are fused and they form zygote. Actually, what happened here students? Here fusion of nuclear material, and what is inside the nucleus? There are chromosomes, and here the chromosomes, 23 chromosomes comes from sperm cells and 23 from egg cells, and now they fuse and they form 46 chromosomes in zygotes. So what you concluded? It means it by chromosomes and gene. As they transfer from parents to their offspring, they determine the sex also of an offspring. And sometimes one question comes in your mind, there are some other factors which are responsible for the sex determination. Let's students discuss about the types of sex determination. There are some environmental factors which determine the sex and another one is genotype sex. Genotype sex determination, in this sex determination, sex are determined by genetic material. As you know students, what are the genetic materials? Chromosomes and DNA. In case of environmental sex determination, we will observe the sex determination in reptiles and the sex determination in green spoon worm. And in genotype sex determination, we will discuss about the sex determination in birds and sex determination in humans. So first we will discuss about the environmental sex determination. Environmental sex determination, in this the temperature is the factor which determine the sex of an organism. So you can say this is the temperature dependent sex determination. In case of reptiles, we can observe it. In case of reptiles, students, sex of offspring depends on the temperature at which eggs are incubated. If incubation is higher temperature, the offspring will be female. And if the incubation at lower temperature, the offspring will be male. Now, if we talk about the turtle, in case of turtle, students, if egg incubated above 32 degrees centigrade, the offspring will be female, and if the egg incubated at below the 32 degrees centigrade, the child will be the offspring will male. So you can say in reptiles the sex are determined by the environmental factor, and which factor? Temperature is affected. Now, there is another type of environmental dependent sex determination, that is location dependent sex determination. Such type of sex determination are observed in a green spoon worm. Students, it's a free swimming larvae, and in this larvae, if the larvae land on the ocean floor, the location is indicated, students, if the larvae land on the ocean floor, so the offspring will be female, and if the larvae land on the female body, the offspring will be male. In this case, students, these larvae reaches sea bottoms and develop into female, and those larvae that land on the female's proboscis part, female body parts, that is a male particular part, that is proboscis, develop into parasitic male and which live in the female's reproductive tract. So you can say that there are some sex determination which are dependent on the environmental factors. Now, if we talk about the snail, as you know, students, it's a hermaphrodite, so it can interchange or exchange its sex as per its need. So we can say about the snail, there are no genetic factors are responsible for the sex determination in the snail. And if we talk about genotype sex determination, if the sex of an organism are determined by the chromosomes and the genes are called genotype sex determination. So first observe in birds. In birds, there is a 2 sex chromosomes. Here the mismatch pair, which consists female consists mismatch pair, while the male consists perfect pair. So what we can conclude, in birds, female is responsible for sex determination. And if we talk about human beings, here XY chromosome who carries male, and XX, which is perfect pair, it carries female. So here what we can say, the male is responsible for the sex determination. Now in birds, there is a homozygous male and female has different type of alleles. Our chromosomes, it has, in birds, the male consists ZZ chromosomes and female consists ZW. And which type of gamete they will form? Z and Z, and female produce Z and W. And after fusion, which type of possibility we will get? ZZ, it is male, ZW, female, ZZ again male, and ZW female. So you can say 50% we will get male and 50% we will get female. And here W chromosomes contain only the female. Male does not have this mismatch pair. So you can say the female is responsible in birds for sex determination. Now in human chromosomes, how many chromosomes do we have? We have 46 chromosomes. And in gametes, students, there are 23 chromosomes. And in female gamete, there are 23 chromosomes. And when they fuse and form zygote, the offspring has 46 chromosomes. So if the offspring will male, then observe here male chromosomes. There are 22 pair of chromosomes which have same structure and they have same function. And such type of same structure containing chromosomes are known as autosomes. And there is a one mismatch pair chromosomes. It is known as sex chromosomes. So these autosomes are control somatic characters. Somatic characters means students, they are responsible for the some other characters like shape of eyes, shape of nose, color of eyes. So many characters which are contained by autosomes, and sex are determined by sex chromosomes. And if we talk about the female offspring, there are also 22 pairs or perfect chromosomes. They are autosomes, and there is one, but it is also perfect pair, and it is known as sex chromosomes. So we can say on the basis of function, क्रोमोसोम्स के और भी टाइप्स हैं स्टूडेंट्स, बट ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ फंक्शन जो हमको यहाँ पर ऑब्जर्व करना है, देयर आर मेनली टू टाइप्स ऑफ क्रोमोसोम्स. फर्स्ट इज ऑटोसोम्स, दे कंट्रोल सोमैटिक कैरेक्टर्स ऑफ एन ऑर्गेनिज्म. एंड व्हाट अबाउट सेक्स क्रोमोसोम्स, दे डिटरमाइन सेक्स ऑफ एन ऑर्गेनिज्म. If we see the structure of female chromosomes of human beings and male chromosomes of human beings, they are perfect pair, same size, but in male chromosomes, one chromosomes which is known as Y chromosomes, it is smaller than another one. Here, observe here, male has 44 pair of autosome chromosomes and one pair of sex chromosomes, and in female parents 44, it means 22 pairs. Students, clear it, huh? Here 44 plus one pair of chromosomes means 22 pair of autosomes and one pair of sex chromosomes. And which type of gametes are found here? 22 plus X are 22 plus Y. And in female parents 22 plus X. And when they fuse and make zygote, which type of ratio will get? 44 plus XX if we will get female, and if 44 plus XY will form, it will male. Pause करती है कि नहीं? To observe the sex determination in human beings, let's take male or father which carry X and Y chromosomes, and if we talk about mother, it carry X and X chromosome. And which type of gamete here forms, students? X and Y, X and X. Now, possibility of offspring when they fuse and form zygote. Here, the possibility you can conclude 50% offspring are boys and 50% offspring are girls. This possibility 50% girls offspring, and here 50% are boys offspring. So, you can conclude the sex is determined in human beings by the father. I hope student you are getting my points and you are now understood how the sex determined in human beings. Now next we will discuss about the variation. Students, when the variation occurs during the sexual reproduction, then what we have observed, there is if error in DNA copyings, variation will occur. How it happens, students? Let's observe. If after the variation and after the dissimilarity, how they will affect? Suppose there is a male and female, and in F1 generation some small dissimilarities are occurs. Now in F2 some dissimilarity, in F3, F4, F5 and so many generations. After millions or billions of years, what will happen, students? These small dissimilarities will accumulated and make the organism different from his ancestor. You can say this generation will very different from its actual ancestor parents. So these dissimilarities will inherit from generation to generation, and after that this species is very different from this species. In previous slide, as you observe, students, there are variation occurs due to sexual reproduction. Now let's observe, do all these variations are helpful for the survival of the animals or any organism? For this, let's observe this situation which is also given in your textbook. There is a group of beetles which live in a bushes, and here the red population of beetles are given. Now as they sexually reproduce, so variation can generate here, students, and there are some crows, they like to eat the beetles. In some situation, due to sexual reproduction, the variation can generate, and in this situation the green color arises. And as you know, the variation is inherent in its progeny. So what will happen? The green color inherit, and the population of green color of beetles will increase. And students, as the red colors are visible for the crow, so the red population will increase by eating more and more beetles. From who eat in these beetles? Crow will eat. So the green color will increase. So in this way you can say such type of variation will helpful for the animals. Now observe the second situation. In second situation, after sexual reproduction, there is one variation occurs. In this case, instead of green color, blue color is arisen. But this blue color is also visible for the crow, and red is also visible for the crow. So this population will decrease. Next situation, observe here, students. By accident are the stamping of elephant over the bushes. What will happen? The blue color are the beetles of different colors. They are killed by the elephant foot, and by chance the blue color beetles will slowly increase their population. And now let's observe the next situation. In this situation, students, there are scarcity of plants. Let's imagine the plant's leaves have any diseases, and due to this there is a scarcity of leaves. So in this situation, the beetles reduce their weight, and after few years, what will happen? Favorable condition occurs, and again the beetles grow healthy. Now observe here, students, such type of variation, there are some variations which are helpful for their survival, while some variations are not affect their survival. So now one by one we will discuss about each situation. Here, students, observe, there are red beetles and there are green beetles, and you can conclude which one is visible for the crow, students. Obviously red one is visible. So all red beetles are eaten by the crow. तो green beetles क्या हो जाएंगे? They will save. And here in next situation, so in next situation, green beetles, blue beetles are arisen, and these are also visible. Now here, students, crow exerted natural selection. कौन से beetles को crow ने select किया, students? Red beetles को. The more red beetles would be eaten by the more crows. यहाँ पे अगर ज्यादा crows हो जाएंगे तो beetles की population already क्या हो जाएगी? Reduce हो जाएगी. and the more population of green beetles will be safe. Now variation, green colors beetle could make them safe due to variation. You can say na कि the variation is helpful for survival. Now variation became common because it gave a survival advantage or it was naturally selected. So you can say natural selection is directing evolution in the beetle population. कैसा हो गया, इसमें नेचर ने किस ट्रेड्स के बीटल्स को सिलेक्ट किया, ग्रीन कलर के बीटल्स, क्योंकि ये ग्रीन कलर के बीटल्स के कारण जो है दे कैन सेव देमसेल्व्स. सो यू कैन से वेरिएशंस आर helpful the organism to survive. Now next is blue beetles. Now changes from green to blue, it is also visible for crow. So this color is or this type of variation is not helpful to survive the beetles. So we have discussed in two situations. In first situations green color are arisen and this green color is helpful the beetles to survive, but blue color this variation will not helpful. Now observe the third situation. Now here the third situation, what will happen students? By chance due to elephant stamping, here elephants are comes and they destroy the blue beetles. It was happened by chance and most of the beetles might have killed, few have survived which were blue. This variation could not give advantage for survival blue color, और इस blue color के कारण एलिफेंट के जो स्टैम्पिंग थी उससे भी बीटल्स नहीं बच पाए. सो ये ग्रीन कलर इन बीटल्स के लिए किसी भी तरीके से हेल्पफुल नहीं था. फिर इट शो ओनली द डाइवर्सिटी. यहाँ पे कितने तरीके की वेराइटीज बीटल्स की हमें देखने को मिल गई, रेड, ग्रीन एंड ब्लू. तो इट जस्ट अ वेराइटी एंड विदाउट एनी एडॉप्टेशन. एंड इन दिस वे ब्लू बीटल्स जो बच गए थे दे स्लोली एक्सपांड अगेन. नाउ फोर्थ सिचुएशन, ऑब्जर्व हियर स्टूडेंट्स. सपोज अब यहां पे ड्यू टू शॉर्टेज ऑफ फूड, यू कैन इमेजिन प्लांट्स में कोई डिसीज आ गई एंड ड्यू टू देयर इज अ स्कैरसिटी ऑफ प्लांट्स लीव्स. तो व्हाट विल हैपन स्टूडेंट्स, हियर ड्यू टू स्कैरसिटी ऑफ प्लांट्स द रेड बीटल्स and its weight became reduced. In many generation the weight became reduced, but as the favorable condition comes, plants अगर ज्यादा आ गए, now they again grow healthy. So what you can conclude, such type of changes could not inherit generation to generation. यदि एक जनरेशन स्कैरसिटी के कारण उसका वेट लॉस हुआ था तो वो वाला कैरेक्टर जो है दूसरी जनरेशन में ट्रांसफर नहीं हुआ. नाउ what you can conclude about the variation, any type of morphological, structural or behavioral or physiological differences between parents and the offspring or the members of same species called variation. किसी भी तरीके का डिफरेंसेस किससे, पेरेंट्स का अपने ऑफस्प्रिंग से, सच टाइप ऑफ डिफरेंसेस इज नोन एज वेरिएशंस. एंड अगर वेरिएशन जनरेशन टू जनरेशन होता गया तो ये जो डिसिमिलरिटीज हैं ये एक्यूमुलेट होंगी एंड दे आर कॉज ऑफ द फॉर्मिंग ऑफ न्यू स्पीसीज. और वो न्यू स्पीसीज कैसी होगी, जो एंसेस्ट्रल है उनके उस पेरेंट से एकदम डिफरेंट होगी. सो यू कैन से कि variation and heredity, these are the two aspects of the evolution and variation is responsible for the evolution. And now students, in next video we will discuss about the evolution. Stay home, stay safe and thank you students.